Hey guys, welcome to another video. And in this video, I want to talk about the importance of keeping God first in all things because being humans, it can be very easy to think that everything is all up to us when it comes to getting that promotion, when it comes to, having a bad day at work. We take it upon ourselves all the time, and so we just tell ourselves that, we don't have time to talk to God, or, excuse me, or we only talk to God when we're feeling ultra stressed. But what we don't realize is that God wants to hear about everything. God wants to hear about those good times that we have. God wants to hear about those struggles, those trials that we're going through. But God doesn't just want to hear from us when we're having really bad times, or, when we need to pray for someone else. He wants to hear from us all the time. And so I've really just been trying to remember that we should look at our relationship with God as a relationship with a best friend, where just like we all have that really close friend that knows everything about us, from our favorite color, from where we were born, to our favorite food, to our favorite hobbies, to, who we have a crush on, whatever the case may be. The fact that, our best friend knows all these things, but then God pretty much knows nothing about us because we don't tell God anything. All we do is whenever we're feeling ultra stressed, we go to God. Oh, God, I need to pass this exam. Oh, Lord, like I really need this job because I need the money. It just feels like that's the only time we go to God. And you know, it's almost like a friend would feel really weird about us if we only went to them when we were down bad, and we never, they never saw us in a light where we had a great day, when we did well on an exam, when, we were cracking jokes or whatever. So I even saw this I saw this TikTok. I think it was like a few days ago, or no, it was just yesterday. And I don't go on TikTok too much, but I saw this TikTok where this girl was talking about how she has her relationship with God to the point where she said she was just telling God, like, yo, I'm craving a milkshake. And she said God was like, yo, go get you a milkshake. And so she said she went and got a milkshake just like on her own, and just like spent time talking to God like the whole way there and like the whole way back. And it just like really brought a smile to my face, just seeing something like that, because it was like a playful like thing, like, oh yeah, like me and God were hanging out while I was enjoying my milkshake with extra, crumbles on it, or extra cookies, whatever she had on her milkshake. But it really was just so neat to see, because it just brought to light how having a relationship with God can be fun. It can be enjoyable. It doesn't have to always be this stone cold, like stoic, like, oh, Lord, I'm praying for forgiveness because I did this and I did that. Yeah, of course, that's part of it. Just like how part of your relationship with the best friend is they see you when you're down bad. Sometimes, your best friend sees you when you're ultra stressed, but your best friend also sees you after you have a great day, after you have an amazing day. Your best friend also jokes with you. You guys crack jokes. You guys, have a great time together. You guys work hard together. And that's something that I'm really trying to remember, and that's something I'm really trying to improve in my life. Like, I want to get to that point where if something happens, it's like I'm telling God about it first. I'm talking to God while I'm driving, or whatever. And of course, like with my eyes open, obviously, you definitely should not pray or anything like that with your, eyes closed, or talk to God while you're driving. But just the importance of maintaining that relationship where if something happens, God is the first one that we go to, and then we can go to humans afterwards. Because sometimes as people, we can become more reliant on humans for advice than God. And so we get to a point where, because it's humans that we're seeing face to face, all the time, we might go to a human and vent about our issues before we talk to God about it. And so when that happens, it's almost like God is the one who has infinite wisdom, who can help us through anything it is that we're going through in life. And so to think that instead of going to him first, we would rather go through another human who also is trying to figure life out just like the rest of us. So that's where I'm sure God kind of looks and he's like, oh, I mean, not necessarily. It would almost be like if, and even like different than this, but it's like if you had a best friend and you had known this person your entire life, and then something really exciting happens and you tell an acquaintance before you tell your best friend. And this is like you just tell an acquaintance that you met maybe 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden your best friend might be like, wait, so and so heard before me, and well, we've been working on this together, and so how come a random person found out before that person? And I'm sure that's how God feels. And it's like at the end of the day, like we're all made in God's image. Like God knew us way, way, way before we were conceived, before any of that. And so because of that, I'm sure he feels like, oh, hold on. So, I mean, you're not going to tell me first, but you're telling other humans that don't know you like I know you. And so I really do just want to get in that bag and get to that point more where I'm starting to talk to God and I'm starting to maintain that relationship, because I had heard videos like that before, and like, but it's hard sometimes to consistently implement something that you haven't been doing already. And so that's another reason why I love recording these videos, because it's a way for me to also hold myself accountable. Because I understand that while I'm trying to grow closer to God, I know that there are a lot of other people trying to grow closer to God as well. And so if we can just be on this journey together and we can hold one another accountable together, it's going to be amazing for all of us. And this is why I understand that people talk about the importance of community when it comes to a church setting, when it comes to the children of God. It's important to establish that community, because without that, as human beings, we need to connect with one another. We need to feel like, we're doing this, we're becoming better together. And this isn't just an individualistic thing where it's like, okay, I'm the only one that's trying to better myself or whatever. And so that's why I love YouTube. That's why I love making these videos, because it's a way to form that kind of Christian community where we can all strive to be the best version of ourselves that God intends for us to be. And we can do it together, and we can do it by also just having a good time. And it doesn't have to be so rigid and so, so just rigid and boring. It can be fun and it can be enlightening as well. And so if you guys stayed for this entire video, I appreciate you guys. Please leave me a comment as well. Let me know if you guys are dealing with this as well, if you guys are trying to get better with talking to God, with, truly viewing and treating God like your best friend. And so if you guys did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to all of you guys in the next video, and stay blessed.